Summer is coming and slide season is right around the corner.
This is how you clean those Yeezy Slides.
I do think you need a descriptive word in there.
Like the whole, I can do it. I can run it back. This is how you clean those essential, comfy, cozy.
Summer is coming and slide season is right around the corner.
And this is how you clean those comfy, cozy Yeezy Slides. What up, though? We're Clue and Don from Detroit's Clean Sneaker Gear, and this is StockX 101. If you're new, StockX 101 is all about teaching you the ins and outs of sneaker and streetwear culture. In this case, how to keep your pairs looking fresh and new.
Clean Sneaker Care is a Detroit-based brand specializing in sneaker cleaning and restoration. We are dedicated to treating every pair of kicks we touch just like it's our own, and we're going to show you all how to do the same.
Why'd you look at me like that when you said restoration?
I'm just riffed. All right, so we just got a StockX order delivered. Now what?
So we got a pair of Yeezy Slides here. What color is this? Why do Yeezy colors never just like a regular color? It's always like something extra. What does the box say?
I actually like the earth tone slides and Yeezys a bit more than some of the colors, but I am glad they branched out, right? You know, to some of like the brighter colors, especially for like summertime, right? So I can see people like actually rocking like those brighter colors during that time period.
Right, and this is what? Is this Azure?
It's blue.
Azure? It's blue. We're gonna go with like a royal blue. No, I agree. I think these colors are really, really good. I actually like wearing these with a little bit of everything, actually. I've worn these with sweatpants. I've worn them around the house. I've put fits with them. I have the tan pair, like more of the earth tone, like ones, but there are so many tan pairs. So I think I forgot which one.
It's like sand. I think it's like
sand is still another pair. I think that's 3 different pairs.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the like the foam, runners.
The foam runner. Yeah.
You know, and like they're definitely comfortable. Similar. Like I usually wear them like around the house. It's easy to throw those on and go down and get like a DoorDash order or something like that. But also just like bopping around the city, right? You just want something comfortable on your feet. So like the foam material is just cozy.
Yeah, it is, and it wears well. I thought like after a year or so wearing them on a regular, they were gonna be like flat, right? But mine have been holding up pretty good, and I literally put these on like every day. Yeah,
and I like how easy they are to clean. It's something about like the foam material that like they definitely get dirty, right? They definitely get stains and scuffs on them, but I feel like it's a material that is like actually it holds over time when you take care of it.
Yeah, you can maintain it with minimal effort. I feel like you just have to put that effort in. I've seen some cooked slides around, and it's hopefully we can help some people with that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this has become. Before I assume that, would you consider this a staple?
I do. I feel like it is a staple, and I think it's like sparked a lot of like the kind of clog style footwear that we've seen from a lot of the brands over the last few years. I think that obviously it existed before then, but I think like the boom of it that we're in now and how you're seeing them at the airport, how you're seeing them, like you said, in the summer, I think that has come from like the Yeezy space.
Yeah, and I think the other biggest one might be like Soleil, you know what I mean? Which also comes from that Yeezy camp.
That family.
You know what I mean? But overall, I think this is one of those things that if you don't have a pair, you probably should get a pair, and there's definitely a color out there for you.
And like styling, right? So I think I'm one of those people who feel like your sock game is as important as your shoe game.
Definitely show off your socks with.
Right, so it's like this is the item where it's just like stance socks and like whatever you're pulling out, you can have fun with.
You clip your toenails too, because what happens is your toenails gonna be sticking through the sock possibly, so you can see that with these. So you want to make sure that it's okay to clip your toenails, but I think overall this is definitely one of those pieces that is a must in your collection, especially when you get the sizing right. I think my first pair I didn't get it right, so I couldn't really wear them with socks, and then it took me a second go around to get the sizing right so I could actually fully enjoy them.
Yeah, like they're only offered in like whole sizes, I think.
Yeah, right. You gotta go up.
Yeah. So I found it out the hard way too. Cool. So today we're actually gonna take you through the process of how to clean a pair of Yeezy Slides, right? This foam material, like we talked about earlier, is pretty good to clean, but we're gonna show you guys step by step how to do that.
I wonder how dirty these are.
Yeah, let's see what we got today. Cooked? Cooked? I mean, what you
supposed to be more of a light clean.
They definitely got some mileage on them.
For sure.
They definitely got some miles on them.
I've seen worse come through the shop though, like for sure. The cool thing about this slide, again, this material cleans up fairly well. And when you get really deep into it, there's ways to reverse like wrinkling and all that stuff.
Kind of creases that come from where.
Yeah, and then it's crazy too because this is not a shoe that people might not think about cleaning heavily or maintaining, but this is something that, like anything else, I just believe in sustainability. Like if you can clean them, then you can wear them a lot longer.
Yeah, and I feel like you need to clean these because whether you're going in barefoot or whether you're wearing a sock with them, your foot or your sock is going to be dirty now too, right? Because it's like the dirt is inside of the shoe, right? So I think like you do want to like maintain these and actually like give them a good scrub every now and then.
Yeah, I agree for sure. So let's gather some stuff and let's get busy on these.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so we got the slides here. We got our dirty pair of slides here. We got our materials out. What's the first step in getting these back fresh?
Yeah, so for me, I always start the same. I want to brush off the dust, use a medium brush, get some dust off and start to get busy. And the cool thing is too, you don't have to have all these special supplies to like clean. Say if you just have like a toothbrush, if you got like a household brush, I think the biggest thing to remember is like texture is important. So you don't want to go in crazy on a sensitive material with like a very hard brush. If you do buy a brush, you want to have at least like a soft brush and like a medium brush, right? You can get away with just those two, but if you don't have anything, a good toothbrush will definitely do the trick, you know what I mean? Just to make that clear for people.
Got it. Okay, so if you got some cool, kicks at the crib, right? You want to get them fresh because you want them a little bit. There are like obviously like some household items you can use, right?
Yeah.
Cleaning kits, I think like you said, like definitely essential, right?
Yeah.
You definitely want to like invest in a good like brush kit and bowl kit, like from like Rejuvenator.
Yeah.
But if you do just have some things around the house, maybe you don't have time to make it to the store before you're wearing them or something, right?
Yeah.
So some things around the house you could just use, like you said, toothbrush, obviously a towel, and you need like a bowl of water.
Yeah, exactly. And then just something like this, if you got sponges are not brand new, you know what I mean? You can get a sponge and this material and this piece will get through this entire thing. But if you got a sponge around the house, you can do the same thing, you know what I mean? There's other brands that make sponges, so if you already got one, then you're in business. So all we have to do is just get it, dip it in some water, squeeze out the excess, and then we can just immediately just get into it. And you can see right away that we're already
like coming off like
progress, we're making heavy progress on this shoe.
So you started off with soft or medium brush?
So I started brushing with a medium brush
just to get, like you said,
just to get the extra debris off. Yeah, it just helps with the cleaning. And as I'm looking at this, we're definitely going to have to go in with the brushes, but this first wipe down with this sponge is going to put us in a really, really good spot. We have a more texture side up here. Let's see how that's going to fare against like some of these deeper stains.
Yeah, some of the scuffs around like the toe and everything.
Yeah, it's doing exactly what we needed to do. And like I said, when you got something like this all rubber shoe is dope because the maintenance is pretty low. So just imagine like you got these dirty over the weekend and you just take 15, 20 hits,
right? Yeah,
and just like quickly hit these. They probably would never even get to this level of dirt, you know what I mean? But again, if you wear it on barefoot, you're gonna have to clean out the right insides and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
So you talked about the creases too, right? Just the foam material, it kind of like gives a little like over time as you're wearing them. And like what tips do you have on like maintenance for the creases?
Something like this, it's just gonna happen, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even worry about it, because you gotta get in really close to kind of see like the wrinkles and stuff like that.
Like something has to be looking like.
Yeah, and it doesn't look bad, you know what I mean? But if your cleaning level is high, you know what I mean? Then you can definitely, your cleaning IQ is high, then you can take one of the dryers, you know what I mean? And you can get rid of some of that creasing by just hovering the dryer gun over it.
So applying heat, right, is what basically like helps it expand. Right?
Exactly.
Like the same way if you were like trying to decrease like a leather shoe.
Exactly.
Right? Finding like a heat source to kind of expand the material.
Exactly. And you just gotta do it safely, right? So you want to make sure you do it, keep it a nice distance away, make sure it's not sitting in the same spot, and you will be able to get rid of some of those spots. As I'm going through here, we're almost done with this first part.
First pass.
Yeah. And like I said, the results are great. Honestly, someone might be happy with just like
with
this
like already looking better.
Yeah, no, they look 10 times better already. Like if we just stop now, it's like this is great progress, you know what I mean? But we're not going to stop there. We're going to keep it going a little bit. I'm trying to make sure that I got everything that I could get off with this sponge, and then we're just going to keep it going. And yeah, you can see like all the wrinkles and stuff through here, but it's not bad. Like now that they're cleaner, that wouldn't bother me. You know what I mean? To each his own. You know, some people they want the shoe to be perfect and all that stuff, and I get it. But the little bit of wrinkles creasing on here,
do you not feel like you're a perfectionist at like your own kicks being clean? So you actually like kicks looking aged.
I like kicks looking aged, but not dirty. Like it's a difference. It's like, yo, people like all like my Jordan 1s beat. Nah, fam. Like them having some creases, a little bit of yellowing, that's fine. But them just being like dirty and disgusting, that's not.
There's a difference between aged and dirty.
Yeah, that's it.
You are right.
Yeah, so like keep them clean still. They can still have character and, you know, be clean. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't believe in that part. I try to specify with people. I'll be like, yo, you mean like aged? And they be like, I mean like beat, bro. And it's like, nah, we not talking about the same thing.
So this step you on now, you picked up the soft brush again, right? You know, then dipped it in the solution in the water, brush into the water, and now we're just like sudsing up the upper end.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get rid of anything else that's on here. The soft brush is cool. You can actually go hard brush on these too, which I might use to hit around here. But this soft brush is actually getting to everything right now. Like even, like I said, you can just see the progress that's made. But I think when we get around like these grips, then we're going to have to go in a little bit deeper.
And is it like easy to actually get inside of this part with the eraser earlier, or are you doing that with the brush?
I'm going to do that with the brush. Yeah. The eraser wasn't as effective on that part, which is fine. You know what I mean? It's a little curve right here. So I'm going to take the hard brush actually. When I dip it, I'm just going to finish off. Anything that's remaining should come off with this hard brush. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you said, it's already looking 10 times better. And like with it being all kind of like one material, like I think that also goes into like the ease of cleanability for like the foams. And honestly, like this cleaning process you can do on like any Yeezy foam, right? Even if it's like a foam runner or even a slide.
I agree. No, yeah, for sure. Because the material is the same. And I think more of the future, we're going to have more of these one-piece silhouettes. You know what I mean? It's like the 350s is just like with a two-piece sneaker. It's an upper and it's stitched and molded and glued to a rubber base. And I think it's kind of a sustainable thing because they're easy to clean. For those people that's like to throw sneakers in a wash machine, if you do it properly, you can get away with that too. And the fact that the sneaker construction is so simple that it just gives you it's easy maintenance, you know what I mean? So,
all right, the uppers are looking good, right? And we talked about the ease of cleanability and it being kind of all one material. Do you go about it the same way for cleaning the outsole of the slides as well?
Yeah, you know, the outsole can get pretty dirty, you know what I mean? But you want to make sure that you got a stiff brush, and then you can just hit the outsole just like you would any other part of the shoe. But the difference is usually the outsole on most sneakers, you can kind of go crazy. You want to scrub into the grooves really well and just make sure. I like this because you can go straight down this way, right? You can hit everything and then you can flip it and do the same thing to make sure that you don't miss no layer. It just splashed on me. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Say I just got violated by their Yeezy, dude. So yeah, you can get back and say you can scrub the grooves this way. I like to do both because you'll be able to see from the other side when you're looking at it. So it's good to just like scrub both.
Yeah, for sure. And I like the Yeezy Slide, like the outsole of it, because it doesn't have like so many like crevices that like a lot of shoes do. Like you like at like a Air Force One or like a Jordan 1. And you get rocks and pebbles and, all these gum, right? All these different things kind of stuck into all those small spaces.
Yeah, that's pretty gross, dude. So it's just easier to maintain and easier to wear. And then when it's cleaner, then you're more inclined to like wear them more, right? You know what I mean? That's when people is like, oh, I don't have time to clean my sneakers and all that stuff. But when you think about like how people just got stuff sitting in the ages and you got to throw it away, it's like they do that because they're usually just dirty. And it's like, yo, I don't wear those because I just haven't taken the time out to clean them or drop them off somewhere to clean them.
Yeah, and these are like definitely seasonal, right? Unless you're like traveling through the airport, there's another space where I see these a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, you can definitely like keep those clean throughout the summer, like pretty easily, like you said, if you're just kind of maintaining them throughout.
Yeah, like we said earlier, I think people put real fits with these, which I don't blame them. You know what I mean? It's 2024. There's nothing wrong with you having, some people don't agree with that, like using these pieces as like parts of fashion, but they have their place, I think, you know.
Yeah, and I feel too is like everybody has their own style, right? And I think that we see like this wave of kind of like neutrals and so on. And I think that clogs and slides have been just like a really big part of like where we are in like sneaker culture right now, right? Like we talked about like Salehe's and Crocs earlier and so on, but you just see those silhouettes showing up even more now.
No, for sure. And then what I'm doing now is I'm just like doing some detail stuff.
Right.
So I took the towel, dipped it in here, and I'm just hitting a couple things that the brush could have missed, which also happens. So I just want to make sure that I'm hitting as much stuff as I can. And again, I'm not doing nothing special. It's just a Rejuvenator microfiber towel. And I'm just kind of going deeper into the process. And these are looking 2,000 times better than they did when we first got them. And I'm going to see if I can get into these grooves a little bit more. So I'm going to wrap this brush around this towel. I'm going to dip it. It's going to allow me to be able to scrub a little bit deeper. It's going to be a little bit more abrasive, which is
A little more pressure.
Yeah. And then that's getting rid of like these last little bit of scuffs that's going to come out. And then we should be nice and clean, especially in comparison to what these
How they started, right?
no, for sure.
Yeah, so you can see like a lot of the big scuffs. The color is already back too, right? You know, so like that like surface level dirt is gone. That was really just from like the sponge earlier. So now like hitting those like small details is really putting that muscle, you know, grease in there and getting it out.
Yeah, and this is the part that a lot of people don't want to do. But, you know, if you want to get some really good results, or they might not know to do, you want to get really good results and you got to put some elbow grease into it. And it's worth it, you know. So whether these are worn with socks or without socks, they're going to be crispy. And then they can enjoy them once again. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Pretty good. If I get rid of this stuff right here, then we're going to be in business. And it's gone. Yeah, so that's like looking great. And then you got to be, sometimes every single piece of everything is not going to come out. That's just what happens, you know what I mean? So you got to be okay with that. But 90% of everything has come out and it looks great. Yeah, that's good. That looks really good.
Cool. We got them all cleaned up now. So let's do a side by side and really get a comparison of like how drastically different this looks, right? Like now you're ready to hit the streets. I'm Clue,
And that's another pair of clean.
Check us out at Clean Sneaker Care for more sneaker lifecycle tips, and keep an eye out on the StockX YouTube channel.
Thanks for watching StockX 101, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Peace.